if you start cutting on a saw, it's gonna look weird. Yeah. So I try to laser cut everything except these. Obviously, can't laser cut, so I just cut them with a what's it called? The saw.
Oh, right. You cut
the band saw.
So
just cut them and then hot glued them, I think. And they're nice because they do provide the structure. They hold everything up, but they're not too visible exactly.
Wait, so you glued them straight to the surface then?
Yeah.
But you did laser cut a hole in all your full plates, right?
Is there a hole there?
No,
there is a hole. There's a hole.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Okay,
some of them I didn't.
So then how did you just glued inside the plate at the cylinder?
I think there's some spacers. Exactly.
So there's no glue on the columns.
On these columns, there isn't. These go flex. This was, like I was talking before, it's basically you line it up. I think there's some columns that have
spacers, right?
Yeah, I stuck them in the center just to. That's another thing. You can hide them basically. I don't know. You can call them elevator or just like it. No, not really. I don't have any pictures of the new model, but you know, and when you're taking photographs anyway, it's going to be very like any model. You're going to edit it in Photoshop and you're going to take things out. But
have you had success mitering in Plexi?
I haven't really. I'm like really scared of doing it just because if you mess up, then you know your piece is gone basically. I saw some people like on these models doing it, and they looked like they were doing it pretty well. I guess you would they use the sander and then just set the angle. But you have to
actually like fix it. They tamped those edges.
Oh really?
So because the tape just gives them more leeway. So if you
Like
look at like
time.
that too. So if you look at like the Seattle Public Library model, the entire envelope was taped together.
Right. With what?
I have no idea. If that's
Some sort of scotch tape.
Some sort of scotch.
I mean, it looks like they were pretty clean with it, but I think that it would have looked better had they had the time to put in the glue.
I think miter things with just with the sander and then was able to put well plaster.
Oh really?
The early models that we did.
Mitering always looks better.
Yeah.
It's another step, but basically.
I do have some questions. Would you prefer the red or blue laser, or is it just every time you can get?
I like the blue one just because you can do more at a time, and it's just like, and the bay issues aren't as prevalent there.
In blue?
In the blue.
Well, the red laser's honeycomb is all.
It's all messed up.
Okay.
The one nice thing about the red laser is you can normally people cancel on it more.
Yeah.
So you can get more time on the red.
The red is actually better in terms of stability, like the software, I think.
Yeah, it has more control over power.
It does.
Yeah, and the power settings are better. But if you have done the tests and you know what you're doing, I think I prefer the blue. Just to.
Do you ever mix pieces from both?
What do you mean?
Like cut half on the red, cut half on the blue.
No, in the end it'll be the same basically. It's just making sure that you get. I think they can both cut the same thickness. Did you cut like 1/2 inch last year?
No. I cut almost an eighth.
Yeah. I mean they're both powerful.
The red doesn't like V more than the blue or something.
No, and usually it's all about how precise you get with the focus.
Okay.
And it's really frustrating sometimes because, like I said, you'll get certain parts which are out of focus, and there's not much we can do about it just because the maintenance isn't very good. But yeah, in general, I try to use the blue to cut more stuff. And you have like these ones. I needed the blue because I was cutting big pieces, so I needed to fit a bigger piece of material in there.
I don't know if I was asking. So do you get enough? I mean, do you usually try and find extra time other than just the 2 hours?
Yeah, no. Like a lot, like for this, I don't know. All my models, I basically I try to get the stuff done, like all the materials cut, all the laser files done, have it with me, and I just go down there often. And if no one's working, I just take it.
Okay, so just try and squeeze.
I mean, it's not as bad anymore. It used to be we used to only have one laser cutter. When I made this model, we just had one, and I mean that was everyone was trying to get it, but you just have to be aggressive, sort of, and I guess you want to get it as done fast as possible, because if you mess up a piece, if you lose a piece,
Right.
you might need more time to cut that one little thing.
Okay. Oh, you didn't really talk about how you do lighting.
Oh.
It probably takes a while, but I mean, what do you use in general?
Yeah,
For this, I
last
guess.
time I tried to do lighting for a model and almost got fired.
Yeah. I don't think my Christmas lights would work.
Usually I guess we went to Home Depot for this one. We built a hole in the base. Went to Home Depot and got.
It's a
that
giant-
model is like this big. It's
Yeah.
like,
it's a halogen light.
Yeah,
actually,
yeah.
That is like on the floor, like 3 feet below the base.
Yeah, because
It's
you want it to
really
be
bright.
like diffused. You don't want it to concentrate in
Right.
one place. So you,
So the
in-
thick base.
in the end, if you're not going to light it for your presentation, you can just, even if you don't have a base, like a thick base, you can just get you can just put it over a hole basically and just try to light up through it.
Oh, right. Like if you don't get around
Yeah.
cutting the
Right.
box.
So and some people have, I guess you can get, like in these models, they have a whole piece of plexi, and somehow they've managed to light it throughout pretty evenly. I think over here they have an extra piece, so it dampens it some more.
Oh, right.
But yeah, trying to get you basically want to get as diffused a lighting as possible, because it's hard sometimes, but usually basically the farther away you are, the more diffused it'll be, less concentrated.
Okay.
And I guess one thing I forgot to mention is you can use other materials with the plexi. It doesn't have to just be plexi, you know. I've seen use foam with it sometimes. Use wood. They use wood to index their structure. I mean, it can look good, and it's a design exercise. I can't teach you guys how to like design something, but basically you just have to be open to using different materials. It's fun. That's why I like it. But yeah, are there any other questions?
I can ask one more. There's a balance between speed and power, and I just got to test it and fine tune it. But is there general recommendations or rule of thumb? I mean, between speed and power.
Well, basically, what you're going to they basically balance each other out. I think I don't know. I usually go for somewhere in the middle, like not too fast, not too slow, not too powerful, not too weak.
Mm-hmm.
I think basically speed has a bit more control over how your cut will come out, just because I mean, if you take a longer time, it's gonna make a wider cut, basically. So if you want to take that into account, so in that sense, I think it's better to use a more powerful laser and a faster speed than a less powerful laser and a slower speed.